DevOps has a lot of purposes, and what you're trying to accomplish is listed on the left side with DevOps. Some of the things you want to avoid, and certainly this is true of the team aspects. So autonomy, mastery, purpose at the team level. Everybody should know what they want to do and be able to get on and do it, not to have a lot of wait states, as we talked about in the last module. You really want to have end-to-end lifecycle accountability rather than a bunch of handoffs where you're only responsible for a portion of the value stream. Fast decision making, again, rather than bottleneck decision making. A lot of cross-functional communication rather than structural hierarchical communication, more efficient. Alignment with an organization's purpose, really. Faster delivery, more nimble, at the same time, high quality, and being able to cope with a rapid set of incremental changes. So that's really what DevOps is intended to deliver. And when it's done well, it does deliver that. On the other hand, the flip side is you want to avoid certain things that can slow you down, that interfere with your ability to accomplish those DevOps outcomes. So having too many dependencies between teams, slow communication paths between team members, too many handoffs, too many meetings or formal documentation or communication if it's slowing you down, too many people managing the dependencies, a bureaucratic approach, and maybe too much planning before you get into work. Anyway, the general idea is with DevOps is you're trying to move quickly, think little and often is the point. In other words, think about how you're going to accomplish your goals and get on with doing it rather than trying to worry about, accomplishing everything all at once. So those are some key points. The TOM design principles and practices. So the design principle for top-down, organizational management is long-lived products tend to be the application for that, where you've got a large product going to live a long time, and you've got teams aligned to different value streams of the product. Generally speaking, the teams are co-located or at least highly connected, cross-functional teams working and focus on knowledge sharing between team members, focus on code reuse as a way to get efficiencies, and break dependencies so that you don't have to worry about managing dependencies rather than doing value-added work. There's some practical outcomes. Work is finished without so much technical debt and having to pay off technical debt. Instead, you tend to work on value-added activities all the time. You get close collaboration without a lot of handoffs to other teams, which again would be waste and wait times. Very few wait times for certain skills to become available because you're cross-skilling all the time. Reducing organization silos and wait times between interactions of people. Improve learning through dynamic learning and sharing of knowledge. Avoid waste, improve quality, spend more time on collaboration than managing, allow teams to behave as autonomous units in the context of a common vision instead. And rather than waiting for other teams to contribute when ready, people will dive in and help each other in the good practice. So how does DevOps relate to SAFe? There's a lot of connections between DevOps. In fact, even on the diagram, you'll see things, that like release trains, continuous delivery, some common terminology, value streams. So DevOps is actually infused in the latest versions of SAFe pretty well, and even some of the terminology as well as some of the principles and concepts are called out. Where they overlap, SAFe, DevOps and SAFe, the idea of having a shared culture and shared responsibilities, automation for continuous delivery pipelines, the idea of lean flow, eliminate waste, accelerating deliveries, injecting measurements for many things, and encourage recovery to reduce risk as a way to improve reliability and reduce risk. So some of the principles and practices are certainly identical. It's not that SAFe replaces DevOps or DevOps replaces SAFe. They're compatible and they work together. So again, you're encouraged to learn more about SAFe. This is not a course on SAFe alone, but it's an important thing as a leader for you to understand, that it's there and another area to learn about. Okay, so we're going to turn now to teal organizations. Spotify is an example of LALU's, colored organizations that were covered earlier. The Spotify model is considered a teal type of advanced organization structure where there's a lot of autonomy in teams. So Spotify, as you probably know, is a music application, and they're pretty popular around the world. Internally, they're structured in small squads, but they also have these concepts of tribes, chapters, and guilds to encourage cross squad activities, learning, and so on. We'll talk about that. And there are different roles across these different types of structures. Product owner, chapter lead, tribal lead, agile coach are popular roles in Spotify. So the structure and roles are broken out a little more here. If you think about a squad as a relatively small group of people, engineers and so on, there's a product owner that keeps track of, what the overall product goals are. Somewhat similar to a Scrum team. Generally has a long-term mission, not just for a project, but tend to be more product oriented. It's organized around a business capability, if not a complete product, but at least, an important product capability. It's an autonomous team, self-directed, independent of other squads. So that it requires that you to organize functional boundaries, right? So that you can do that. Minimal to no dependencies on other squads and tribes. Very cross-functional work. If you need to bring in somebody else, there's a lot of cross-functional skills. Not everybody knows everything, but it's important that you together have enough skills to do what you need to do. People generally are co-located. If they're, if you're online, then at least co-located within your virtual sphere. Squad members are in the same physical space, potentially. That's ideal. That, by the way, that problem became a problem because it was literally true before COVID, and when everybody couldn't go to the office, this is where Spotify had some problems for a while. But you can have virtual teams co-located virtually as well. Responsible for end-to-end design, development, delivery, and ops. So it's basically a complete set of life cycle responsibilities within the squad for that whatever the business capability is that they're responsible for. There are various roles within the squad other than the product owner. The product owner prioritizes, refines, owns the backlog, and gives the squad overall purpose. Ensures the squad is building the right thing and is aligned with the tribe and product direction. The agile coaches enable productivity, ways of working, collaboration, and the squad lead is typically a technical leader that's pretty familiar with at least the technology and technical requirements and capabilities of the business capability it's responsible for. Okay. There's another structure in Spotify called tribe, and this will define, what it is and what the roles are. A tribe is a collection of squads that work in related business capabilities. So there may be some business capabilities that are related. Tends to have a long-term mission as well. So it's not just about a project. Tends to be more product oriented. The squads in a tribe are all physically in the same location. Again, this is if they're doing that, but otherwise, at least virtually, they're close virtually in their virtual worlds. The tribe leadership is responsible for growing high performance teams. So it's another higher level of leadership, right? It's not just at the individual squad level, but looking across all teams to make sure you've got skills being developed across the whole team for things that you need to do. The tribe leader role is generally he's a senior technical leader, has broad and deep technical expertise across all of the different squads' technical areas, works with product owners and management on priorities and work assignments across squads, and proactively removes, resolves dependencies and blockers between squads and tribes. So bottom line, the tribe leadership team is composed of a tribe lead, product owner, chapter leads, agile coach, and line manager. So here you see a structure of working across teams. Somewhat similar to the scaled agile idea. Now you have another concept called chapter leads. So we talked about squads, tribes, and now chapters. So that in this case, a chapter is a small family of people having similar skills, for example, testers. So you're allowing sort of cross, tribe collaboration and learning. They work within the same general competency area within the same tribe, and chapters meet regularly to discuss challenges and areas of expertise, promoting sharing, skill development, reuse, and problem solving. So usually a chapter is a cross section of a tribe, people that have similar types of skills and requirements. The roles: the chapter lead is a line manager in a Spotify model, responsible with traditional people management duties. It's intended to be a member of a squad and involved in the day-to-day work, and responsible for growing individuals and chapter competence. So chapter leads are responsible for developing people, setting salaries, but they remain part of the squad and still do day-to-day work. So it's to some extent some of the roles of what you call a traditional manager.